Austin.
Pat Austin. Gotta remember that. Gotta remember that, Pat. Good kid. How did you? Steve Hood, I see. Good to see you. Tommy Jordan. No, and John's kind of snooping around trying to find it. Help yourself to move anything you need to move. I'm getting ready to start a lesson, but you can just make yourself at home. There you go. Okay, Paul, let's grab that driver. I'm taping. You want to stretch a little bit, or you just ready to go ahead and crack one out? Yeah, make a few little warm-up swings so you don't hurt yourself. Looks loose. Tee it up, let it go. Is that tee high enough or too high or too low? Set that club behind it and see. Okay. Very nice. Another very nice. Okay, let's go in and study. What I want to do, of course, is we're going to break you down a little bit to find out from setup, ball position, and check your pivot out and all those kind of good things. So all we need to do is make a couple of swings first to do that. There we go, now. Steve, any questions, you interrupt me at any time. Are you just checking it out? Okay. All right. Oh, man, you need to see this. This is something else here.
I wired it for you.
Yeah, I knew you did.
But I didn't,
Okay, we got to do some work on our setup here. Swing plane out.
break it down now. So
Man, I'm telling you, you really can. It can show you exactly what is right and wrong. And we got good techniques to make you break bad habits, you know. And so it's just a faster way of learning than the old-fashioned way, you know, with the neck down. It's a whole lot better. This is just fine angle, of course, ball. Your armpit to your toes, but I got you a little behind your armpit. There's your armpit starting right there. There you go. That's a good posture from this angle. Okay, now what we need to look at right here, let's go ahead and look at the swing first. Let's see a few things that happen. Then I'm going to show you some examples of where we need to work on your setup a little bit. Now you know that in a perfect world, clear circle. So you'd love for your club to come back on that plane line, never below the 3 line, never above the 4. Always would like to keep it in between those two, the closer to that plane line as possible. So you're taking a little on the inside, top of your backswing. Your hands are good and low though, and a good square club face. This is really important right there. See that club face pointing to the sky? That's awesome. That's really good. That's a real headache for a lot of people that got it open up there. You got it square, so that's one big hurdle we're not going to have to cross. How you doing? Can we help you?
Yeah, Mr. Gray don't be around.
Right, he should be back in town tomorrow, but if you want a lesson from him tomorrow, we're going to call him on his cell number, but he probably is not going to be teaching till Saturday unless he knows he's got some lessons Friday.
Okay.
I can hook up with him if you want, but I'm right in the middle of a lesson right now.
That's why I figured I was just gonna go over here and
Yeah.
with Robert if,
Yeah, and I got his cell number. You can call him if you want to see
I
him.
think I got his card with his cell
Okay.
number.
Yeah, but he's coming back. He's at the beach playing right now, but he'll be back. And he'd probably prefer to see you Saturday because he's going to be tired.
I imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'll ask you in a little while.
All right, good.
That's what I came, you got that number?
Yeah. See that pen right there. That's all right. Four one 7 2 6 7 7. There you go. All right, sir. All righty. You too. Lock that door. Okay. Now, so that's you're a little bit hands are a little bit low, but that's all right. I like to prefer that than high. So you're coming back under your swing plane a little bit. That's why you push that ball a little bit, which is fine. Better that than over. All right. And you're coming out on your swing plane, but this is not too bad. Everything really pretty good, but let's take a look back here now at what we're really going to have to work on first. And that is your setup. You are out in front of that golf ball right now. You can see that. You've seen this before where you know you want that ball on your left shoulder and the head in the box. So all this does right here is lose power for you because you're out in front of the golf ball. And you have to sort of shorten your arms. It's kind of like the baseball pitcher throwing you an inside pitch. You want to be able to stretch out and get it. So you've seen this before, but for the tape's sake, I want to go ahead and give you a perfect example of the setup position. This is Rob McKelvey, and of course, you know we've got David Duval and Stuart Sink and all that. I can show you all of those that they all do it the same, but you can trust me the fact that they do. Let's just use Rob right here, and this is the ideal setup position here with the ball on the left heel and right on the left shoulder with the head in that box. That's what we want to go work on right now. This side over here, you're fine. Your posture's good. Let's just get you set up behind it. It's going to feel awkward at first, but you're going to be reaching out for it better. Now, I want to go ahead and look at the overhead too. And but right now, all we're going to do is work on the setup. Now, okay. I hit the wrong button. I need my better other glasses. There we go. Now, see how far in front of it you are there. Okay. We'll improve that here in a few minutes. But I want to see. Great news here. See that club face right there? Pointing right up to the sky? That club face is square. So all you got to do is rotate your shoulders. You don't have to do any flipping of the wrist. All you got to do is uncoil, rotate your shoulders, you hit the ball straight if you're on plane. Square club face on plane, they go straight. They can't go in her butt straight. And that's excellent right there. So that's our one hurdle we don't have to cross. So you're trying to get behind it now instinctively. Instinctively, in order to hit that ball, you've got to go back with your head. And you have to shorten your left arm a little bit because you were out in front of it. So that's just instinct, natural. You've got to do that or you'd miss the ball. Hit it knee high. You know. So that's a natural deal. And we're going to get you some real good width here in a minute. And you'll feel good with it here in a second. Now, so let's go out there, get yourself set up in that box. And let's make a few swings. Feel awkward. That's it. You're there. Just make a swing from there. Good. Try another one. I want to see if they repeat pretty much the same. You're welcome to join us and watch in because I know it won't bother Paul. Let's go look at this. got a good pivot. You know what a pivot is? You remember that from last year? Your hips on the line, and yet your nose is over your right leg, which is really good. That means you're coiling up with good power here. If your hip came off that line, and your torque. Perfect example. Good pivot. Let's go take a look right there. I want to get this in your mind's eye where you see it for good. Good strong guy. That's what I want right there. I lost him. I did this about a week ago, and it was 3 or 4 days to find him again. I think I knocked him right out of the file. Let's try right there, see. That's a perfect pivot right there. Hips on the line, eyes over the right knee. That's a lot of power built up. So you're excellent there. We go in the process of setup, which means ball placement and posture, but you're okay. You set up, then pivot, and then club face, and then swing plane. Well, your club face is square, so that's really, really good, and your pivot's good. So we're going to work on setup, then we're going to go straight to your swing plane, which is great. Because you ain't got a whole lot of problems. Good pivot. You're under your plane. That's why that ball went right, started right. We'll get you on your plane here in just a minute. Also, we're going to be working on a lot of work with your legs. This is a lot of loss of power and control here. See all that loose leg movement right there?
Mm-hmm.
Watch those legs. We're going to tighten them up a lot. I want you to feel like you're going to have your legs in concrete here for a little while. Stiffen them up. We want all your power coming from the torso. Good things going on. Good. A lot of good things. Set up. I mean, your club faces over. You got good balance. Just too much activity in the legs, kind of like Phil Mickelson. Too much lower body. Upper torso to control it. Big muscles. Pivot again, and you're too low in your swing plane. Everything else looks good. All right, now, it wasn't hard for you to get adjusted to that setup, so let's go immediately to your swing plane. Now, figure out where I'm going to put the noodle. You're going to feel like you're taking it outside, and you're going to feel like you're hitting a pull cut. We're going right back in. We're going to watch that club get closer to your swing plane line. All right? Do it. Okay, now this is set up to give you a little bit of room, but not a whole lot. See, I've set that thing up on the 3 line right there. So you want to dodge it on the way back. Go ahead and set up with the ball on the tee. Tilt. Make sure you get, okay, that's good. Now, just go through a slow motion deal and watch it. There you go. It's going to happen. That's it. You're going to don't have to miss it that much. Just barely miss it. Mm-hmm. Good. Hang on. Take it back here. Whoa, right here. Let's take it right back to here. Feel that right there? That's a square club face on plane. See, came right up the plane line right there. All right, now, set your shoulders. Turn your shoulders. You're at the top of your swing now. That's perfect. Now you rotate your club down real slow. Now it's right on plane. Good. And rotate out. Now hit this ball about, say, 50 yards this time. Real slow motion. Good. Good. Now let's go take a look at that. I knew he couldn't hit it 50 yards. But if I asked him to hit it 50 yards, he'd go slow motion where he hit it about 200. I never seen anybody, when I asked him to hit it 50 yards, really hit it 50 yards until I've shown them how I want to do it. Now, you know, you have a tendency to want to peel that thing right on the inside because that's your natural way to do it. So we're not going to do that anymore. It's on plane right there. Right on it. Once you get there, you just turn your shoulders. You're on plane right there. Shaft coming right down the plane line. Club head got a little, probably just want to hit that noodle. So it probably started a little bit left, you know. So, well, the club head might have been open, I'm not sure. Okay. Now, what we're really concentrating on in a swing plane, we'll show you the best example of it on the clip is Stuart Sink. He completes the circle better than about anybody. I mean, the perfect situation is to keep that club on that plane line the entire time. Now, this is where the goal is. See where his club face is right now? About halfway back, right up, about 3 feet up from the ball on the right screen. I'll move it.
Yes.
See it now? Okay. It goes straight up the plane line, coming up now. You'll see it again there, right on the plane line. Club face is square, not open. Hands are on the line. Comes back down, the shaft gets on the line. There's the head right there on that line. There it is. He hits the ball. Watch where the club comes out. Bing, right on the plane line. So that's completing a perfect circle with no figure eights, not coming in, not going out. I mean, it's a perfect circle. And that means if you've got a square club face and you're on plane, it won't go anywhere but straight. So that's our goal. Never ever going to be perfect time a million times in a row, but that's your goal is to get as close to a perfect plane with a square club face as you can. That's what we want to see. So that's what we're working towards all the time. So let's go out and hit a few more at half speed like this a few times, and then we'll start cranking it on out there. Okay, what we're going to do. We're going to set this noodle up to where you can only, if you take it inside, you can only hit it on your backswing, but you will not hit it on your downswing. And I'll give you an example. When you're here on your backswing, so you're touching the metal, on the downswing, your arc is actually shorter, so there's no way I could hit that on the downswing. So that's what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and get set up to the tee area, put one on the tee. I want to get you where if you take it inside, you're barely going to nip it back here at the back part of your backswing. So give me good extension on your takeaway, real slow so you don't hit me. Okay, hang on, right there. Okay, so you can hit this on the way back if you take it inside. You will hit it if you take it inside, but you will not hit it on the way down.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Half speed a couple times. Okay, try it again. Might give you a little room to breathe with this time. Okay. Okay. Good. Rotate out. That's excellent. Do that a couple, 3 times. Thank you, Tim. See you later. Try it. That's what it's there for. Good. Now let's go look at that one. This is going to take some training in a mirror, a picture window or a mirror. But once you repeat this thing for about 20 minutes a day, it'll be gone. I mean, you will not want to take it in. It'll feel uncomfortable to take it on the inside. Good. Club face is a little more open than I like, but that's all right right now. Because I think you square it pretty good up there at the top. You're right on plane, Paul. Right on plane. A little bit over it. Not, I mean, that's very acceptable right there. That's very acceptable. Now, what I want to do is let you go on and go almost full speed. You know, it's like 3/4 speed, like you're hitting a smooth 7-iron or something like that. But just let's see if we can't dodge this noodle on the way back, and then just let it happen. Make yourself at home. Okay. Okay, good. Now you're getting over the plane a little bit now because that noodle's there. I'm going to take it away now. Now, let's do another thing. Go ahead and set up to another ball. This is going to be a drill that you can do anywhere. Practice range on the golf course. 3 feet behind the ball, direct line, and 1 inch, 2 inches in. Now take that club head over that golf ball, and you'll be on plane. Now go ahead and take it over there and stop, and look up at the monitor. All right, now take a look at the monitor. See where you are? That's right on plane, isn't it? Okay, keep turning a little bit more. You're right on plane, aren't you? We want that club face a little bit more in like that. That's square. Okay, now hinge and there you go, and rotate out, and you're there. So this noodle's not in your way anymore. Just take that club head straight back over that golf ball. Good setup. That's excellent. Good. Very good. That's the easier way to do it. When you're set up in front like this, you got to do weird things in order to get that club face back to the ball, number one. Number two, when you take it inside, it just got you way too low. It just messes up your swing plane. This is excellent right here. We won't probably be able to even get in and do some irons because you're moving along real good. Whoa, come back now. Don't get back in the habit of that head getting forward. Get back in that box with that driver. It's up on a tee, up in the air, okay? Back over that golf ball. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Now, what degree loft is that driver? 8.5. Okay, then you're hitting a little too high. Come on, let's find out why. Probably another reason that you wanted a 11-degree long driver because no, the noodle's still there. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and hit it. My fault. As they say, my bad. Does the kids still do that? I know they used to. Okay, good. Now let's go look. You came under the plane a little bit, and that's understandable. The noodle wasn't there. You started it real good. But then your muscles started getting a little bit more in a comfortable zone. That's still better than it was. It was below the 3 line before. It's probably going to make you get a little bit under it. Cup face is pretty square. Not very stable in your legs there. See that? That causes some inconsistency. Now let's see what your lag looks like. See, what the problem we got with hitting that ball so high is that we can't quite get it right here, but your hands should be basically on that ball line now. And right here, they ought to be in front of that ball line. So what's happening? Your hands are a little bit too far behind it, so it's turning that 8 into a 10 or 12. Now, what we want to do, and we're going to work on that drill, is called lag. We want to have your hands out in front. I'm going to show you Rob McKelvey with a driver, but he's a freak. Nobody else has it as far ahead as he does, but it's a great visual to say, okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to try to get it to there. Now, if he had an 8-degree driver, it'd come out there about waist high because of this lag that he's got. Now, look where his hands are and look where the club head is. This is pretty incredible. But right now, look where his hands are, and the club head's that far from the ball. So, you know, this is what we want to try to attain. Okay, now, we're going to do that with a broom drill and with some wedges. And I'm going to show you, it's a lot easier to learn with a wedge because the driver's going so fast, it's hard to get a lot of lag. This is one of the steps that we're going to take. We're going to work on, first of all, your setup, but you look like you got used to that just like right then, okay? I do want, before I don't let me forget to show you, you probably remember, but see with a driver, when it's on a tee, you tilt. And it's a long club and it's on a tee. But as soon as you get that 3-wood in your hands, you shorter club, you move your foot in, your head goes that way. As you move your foot in, all the way through your bag, by the time you get to your wedge, you still got the ball off of your left heel, but it's on your left ear. But you never want to be out here, though, okay? Okay, so setup's out of the way. You got that good. Your posture's good on the right side. All right, you take away your swing. You need to work on that. Your club face looks good. Your pivot's good, so I can step to the next step, which is club face. Your club face is usually pretty good. So now we got to work on swing plane. Well, we're going to do that a couple of different ways. We're going to tighten your legs up, and we're going to try to get more lag too. So those three things, swing plane and lag, are the next things we're going to be working on. So I'm going to come up with a couple little drills here for you to work on your legs and your lag. First of all, we're going to do the lag. Let's go out there and put that broom right there beside that Snake Eyes golf bag. Go out there. Let me get rid of these lines on this side. We don't need them anymore. And your wedge. Now, when we hit these balls, I want you hitting everything from right here. See where it is? Kind of sits in a little hole right there. Definitely parallel, somewhere right in that zone. Okay, now, go ahead and hand me your golf club. Set up with that broom just like it's a wedge. I mean, like, have you ever done this? Set up with it just like this is the club face. Go ahead and grab it down here just like it's a wedge. Get a little closer to it like it's a wedge. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, good. Now, this is the club face, so you don't want it flaring open. You're going to take it back square, and then go ahead and make a swing and knock that ball, sweep that ball off that tee. Full swing. You're choking down a little bit too much. Go ahead and, that looks more comfortable, okay? Good, now let's go look at that. Come on. You can do this at home, 5 minutes a night, and you won't believe how much it's going to help your lag, which is what we're really wanting to do. It's going to create more power, more accuracy for you. See, subconsciously, you know you don't want that broom to hit you in the rib cage.
Right.
So look where your hands are. That's awesome. That's where you want your hands to be, right there. Prior to impact, you're 6 inches in front of the line. This is what your goal is. That's awfully good golf swing. No flipping, keeping your triangle right there. That's excellent. Now, I'm going to put a visual in your eyes right now. I want you to remember forever, because this is the way the best players do it. Now watch Ben Hogan here. He hadn't turned his hands over, has he? So you can see the fairway there between his arms. That's what you did that time when that broom was in your arms. All right? Check this next guy. He swings. When he rebuilt his swing in '99, he really, really rebuilt it to be like Hogan, so it'd be tighter and more controlled. He's not flipping it over, is he? That's I want you to visualize that in your mind's eye, because that's what we're trying to get to. That's control. All right?
All right.
Now, we've got enough time to go out and hit a couple of wedges, and then come back and see where you are now with your wedge. Time with that, and some practice with that broom drill, you're going to start getting more and more lag. Then it's going to go all the way through your back with every club. Okay. Let's go out and hit a couple of wedges. Hi guys, I'm just running maybe 5 minutes behind or so, so we'll be ready for one of them here in about 5 minutes. That's perfect right there. That's where I want it.
Just hit it.
Yeah. It's a little too wide of a stance for a wedge. Go ahead and you just kind of tighten your stance up a little bit. That's good. Okay. All right. Let's go look at that. Oh, hit one more. Hit one solid this time. Is that club standard length? Ah, your daddy knows better than that. Okay, good. Now let's go look at it. Club face is good and square. Pretty good lag. You're going to want more than that. You're going to want it like it was with that broom. It ought to be 3 inches further ahead than that. And you're keeping a good gap there. You're not flipping over too bad. So that's the reason why, because you got a square club face. If that club face was open, coming down like this, you would have to flip. But now it's square. All you got to do is just release your body and bang, there it goes. Paul, you're in good shape. What I'd like for you to do is work in a mirror with your swing plane. Get far enough away where you can take a full backswing, like, it doesn't have to be a driver, but it helps because, 3 feet behind and 2 inches in is your swing plane line. Get that just takeaway, the one-piece takeaway just down pat where you got it coming back every time and you never have that tendency to wheel it in. Then the rest of this is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to quieten your legs down later. We don't want to force that on you right now. That's going to come. But I think that by starting your swing plane out right is going to help your whole entire swing plane, because it looked like it did. As soon as I put the noodle up there, the only thing you did was you got a little over the top of it, and I know that's because the noodle was there. All right. Now, one more last deal to give you a perfect example of a takeaway to put in your mind's eye. Bet you anything that was Craig. Watch this takeaway. Now this is a perfect one-piece takeaway with a square club face. His shoulders are simply rotating back. The club face is looking at that ball the whole time. See that? One-piece takeaway on plane. Then he just turns his shoulders, sets his hands, and rotates out. Now, let's look at another perfect example of why you don't need to flip, and then we'll close it off. Okay, same deal. Watch this, look how square that club face is. See how it's looking down at that golf ball? Mm-hmm. Now, he's cocked, club face is square. He's on plane because it matches up perfectly with his forearm. That's how you can tell when you're looking in the mirror. If that shaft's above your forearm, you're above your plane. If the shaft's below your forearm, at that position, you're below your plane. So that's how you can check it. especially like when your left arm's parallel to the ground, the shaft should be matching up with your right arm. But watch this though. He's set now. Watch his right hand. Watch his right wrist. He never, ever, it's still in the same position it's been in the whole dadgum time. It's never changed. It's never, ever changed. It hadn't even flipped over now, and the ball's 100 yards away. That's absolutely a perfect example of not having to flip those hands. Just get it square, keep it square, whammo. Good, Paul. You ain't going 2 feet too far away. Just want you to work on a couple little things, and you're in business. And I guess I'll be seeing you pretty soon. All right, we're hooked up. Now, I may need to change your box, but we don't need to worry about that right now. I'm going to get rid of this one deal. Go ahead and get your club and get relaxed out there and swing around a little bit, get loose, and have at it. When are you going to get on camera, Pat?
I was going to talk to you about maybe sometime next week. I get out of school at 11:30.
Oh, good. We got plenty of time I can get with you. Yeah, before we leave, I'll get you down. I'm putting y'all on a real special deal. Any Clover High School kid or any York High School kid, when they're not on the school's money, it's $25, lesson, and it works out pretty good. That's real fair, and damn, Smith hit a lot of balls. Whew! Boy, Randy must have hit 300 golf balls. He got here early, and let's see the face of that driver. That's a pretty deep face, okay. Okay. Anytime you're ready, just hit couple 3, and I want to get an overhead and a couple of face-ons. And I know the result was good, but the swing looked good too. It looked like you were pretty much on plane. Okay, let's go see what we can't pick apart on that, Paul. Everything looks pretty good, but that's super slow. It's bound to find something a little wrong with it, or you'd be signing up for the PGA Tour here shortly. I know you ain't quite there yet. Oh, I wasn't looking where I was going. Okay, now, that's all my dadgum thing's in the way. Maybe I moved it. Yeah, it wasn't in the way. Okay. Let's see if I need to redraw this box for you. Now, your hips are about that same width, so that's okay. Okay, now, hold on. Let's go back a little bit here. Now I'm going to draw your lines on the right side. Swing plane line right there. The 4 line. Spine line. Okay, now, looks like to me you're set up a little bit too far on your right side. See how your hip's a little off that ball line? And your shoulders a little bit, and you've overcooked it a little bit, okay? Pretty good pivot, not as good as I can say. I'm gonna make it better. Looking at this left frame, the pivot is when your hip's on that line, your eyeballs over your right knee. Well, that probably would be there, but your right knee is moving too much. Let's start over again. Look at this right knee. I'm going to draw a little line right here. We really don't need anything going outside that line right there on your takeaway. And you didn't. It's not too bad. Okay, now, downswing. I'm still looking over here. You didn't get in front of it. You got good lag. Your hands are at the ball line at impact with the driver. That's pretty good. Eventually, you know, our goal to have a lot of power is to get you here with a driver at impact. But I don't know if I told you on your other clip, this guy's a bit of a freak. This is Rob McKelvey, and he gets it way for a driver. See, the club's going so fast, it's really hard to get a lot of lag like it would be with a wedge, but look where his hands is according to the ball line, and the golf ball's still there, see? You know, that's just pretty awesome right there. But you're not that far from normal, which would be more like Stewart Sink here. Hands to the ball line, and, you know, you're pretty close to that, so. But he's not real long either, but that's still, you don't need to worry about that right now. You're looking good. I just thought I'd show that to you. So this is all looking good. And this looks good. You pulled on through. Now, let's check a couple other things. Let's go to the next swing. Nope, let's go back to that swing and study it. I'm not ready for the overhead yet. All right, now I'm looking at the right side and checking out your swing plane and posture. Oh, easy. Okay, now last week you came under the plane pretty low, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And now you're a lot closer. Look at that. See, it's coming. As long as it's not below the 3 line, I'm okay with that, especially right now after last week. This is a big improvement. And your hands are just dead perfect right there. That's dead perfect. Now, you could tighten up your lower body a little bit, and we may work on that a little bit later, but right now I'm just letting you know that's a little too much activity down there. Upper body's looking terrific right here. Okay, now back to the screen. Excellent position here. Coming right back down on the plane line, and bang, that ball can't really do anything but go straight if the club face is square. Now, that's what we're going to find out here with this overhead. Is the club face square, or are you fanning it open, having to square it? What a neat we can do this and this weather be this bad. Club face is opening a little bit on your way back. We're going to work on that a little bit today. And at the top of the backswing, I can't quite see it because you're not making quite a big old full turn, so I can't see if your club face is square. If it was, it would look just like this. This is at the top of the backswing. See that club face right there? Mm-hmm. That's pointing straight up at the camera. That club face is square. So all he's got to do, he never has to manipulate his hands now. All he's got to do is rotate his shoulders, and that club face will be square at impact. Another great example of that is this. This is the best I've seen on all these tapes, is showing you
how the hands don't need to get into play at all. If you do it right this way, then, now let's go back down and say, all right, now he's taking the club back about 10, 12 inches here, but notice how he's really simply just rotating his shoulders straight back, and that club face stays square. It almost would feel shut to you right there, wouldn't it? Okay, all right. Now, he sets it here, and look at his right hand. Take a look at his right hand. It's cocked right there. Now, he doesn't do anything from this point at all with his wrist. He just simply turns his shoulders, Look at his right hand in the same position it was. It hadn't changed a bit. He doesn't have to square the club face because it's been square the whole time. His hand still hasn't turned over. He's at impact or through it. Now the ball's about 65 yards away from him. He still hadn't turned over. Now he'll relax and finish. But that's where our goal is we can get you on plane with a square club face. It can't go anywhere but straight, period. All right. You're close, too. Obviously, you were on plane a minute ago. The ball wasn't perfectly straight. There's a reason. I mean, you could be fanning it wide open. If you time it right one time, it's going to be square, and one time it won't. So I think that's probably what we're going to need to work on a little bit, make sure we get square club face. But see, it's coming in there a little open. So you're having a square a little bit here. And so your right hand crossed a little bit right there. It's not bad at all. Now, look at this position right here. Bang, ball's gone. Now that right arm's beginning to come over. You see that right there? One more position. Watch this right here. Okay, you're hanging on pretty good. Now let's show you right now one of the best drivers of the golf balls on the tour is Craig Perks. And he came, don't worry about this first shot. He came down there to see George, was driving it crooked. And this is his golf swing at the first part of the lesson, right here. Let me get you double clicked up here on the left side if I can. There you go. There you are right there. Oh, I stopped him and get him right there. Now, here he is. See that arm beginning to do the same thing right there? Right there, he turned it over. He lost his width. Now watch the next swing. He stuck a bicycle rod about that long at the bottom of his club, where if he did flip it, it hit him in the ribs. So subconsciously, he didn't want to do that. So watch this swing. And he'd practiced like this for, now check this out. See that rod sticking out the butt of that club? Mm-hmm. Now check his position now. Right there. Right there. See that width? He's not going to flip over or he'll stab himself. This is a drill that we can work with later, too. It works. Now, keep in mind, I didn't tell you, he wasn't hitting this ball but about 75 yards. If he had gone full speed, he probably would have scratched himself. So this is something we're going to work on later. I just wanted to show you where we're headed. Okay, now. So my analyzing today is showing me you're in pretty doggone good shape. Let's go out and hit a couple more drives. From the face on, I learned what I needed to learn from the overhead. And I want to pay attention to a couple of things. You just sit there and hit 2 or 3 shots, and when we want to come back in, we will. Good. What loft driver's that? Like a 10, 8.5? So you hitting a little high for an 8.5, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's because of lack of lag. In other words, later on when you get your hands a little in front, that won't happen. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Not, your swing's great right now. I mean, everything's happening really good. I'd tighten your legs up a little later, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want you to feel like you're turning that 8.5 degree driver at impact into a 5 degree. Now get yourself in that position, keeping your head back where it was. I want you to, this is what I'm trying to say. In a pre-swing drill, before you take the club back, get all set up, then I want you to feel yourself like this. Head right in the right position, hip open, shoulders open, hands ahead. Then just try to make that happen at about half speed. See if we can create a little bit more lag. No, head back where it should be. This is where you want, your head's going to be like at this at impact. We want you to feel that position right there and try to make it happen when you're coming down. That's it, just like that. Don't worry about where it went. That's good. Came out there lower, didn't it? Okay. Pre-swing thought. That's it. Now, make your swing. Okay, now let's go look to see if you have more lag on the first one or the second one. And this is really not the best way to create lag. I'm gonna put a wedge in your hands here in a second and start giving you a little bit, creating a little bit more lag. This made you come over your swing plane a little bit, I think, both times. And this one went well left, okay. Oh. Not much difference. A little bit, though. Okay, now let's back up to see if it got it. You got over your plane right there. That's why it went left. So this is... But look how you didn't roll over at all. You see how good you stayed together there? All right, let's look at the next one. We're going to do this in half speed here a few times here in a second. Okay. Okay, normal setup. You're opening up good. This is pretty good here. Again, you're getting over your plane during this drill. That's why you cut across it a little bit. No, not too bad. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is two things. We're going to go out here, and I'm going to put the hurdle up against your right leg to keep it from sort of bowing to the right. And we're going to continue to try to hit, just try to hit it low. That's all I'm asking. About half speed, a couple, 3 times. Let me. Okay. Okay, about half speed. Hit it nice and low. Okay? You're more comfortable with full speed, aren't you?
I think so.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't have a problem with that. Hang on. Tell me when you're ready. You about ready? Okay. Okay, go on. Now, you got too much weight on your right side. You got way too much weight on your right side. Equal it out a little bit. It's supposed to be about 60-40. That's better. Now, tilt your head a little bit. Now you're talking. Okay? Full speed. That had better trajectory. Let me see another one. Now, what I'm seeing here when I said you got too much weight on your right, you really did. You were like here. I want you to basically have about 60-40 weight on your right side and 40 on your left with the driver. Okay. All right, good. Let's go look at this too. Gabe, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good, good, good. Hey, Gabe, you can come on in because it's cold out there.
drive me around. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Yeah, I should try.
Pulled it back inside, didn't you? Okay. More stable lower body. You see that? Okay. I'll tell you what we did. We jumped a little ahead of ourselves on your setup's good, your pivot's good, and I think I'm going to work on your takeaway and club face together. We need that club coming back up on that swing plane. And it's wanting to come inside a little bit. Instead of using that noodle, what I'm going to do is put a pillow back there, stand it up, where you're going to hit it on the way back, but no way on earth can you hit it on the way down. All right, so we're going to work on that. And I'm going to leave that hurdle on your right knee so that you'll be more stable on your turn. Okay, let's go hit some more. Hook the cushion's inside. Hang on. Go ahead and tee you one up. Okay, now, stretch the club back here. That's good. Stretch it on back. Good. It'll nip it here. Let me get my butt out of the way. All right, if you come inside your plane, you're going to nip this pillow. But you can't hit it on your downswing. Okay? Bring it straight back to here. Let me grab that club head one time, back to my hand. Okay, this is where we want it. All right, now, take it back to the ball, and it's square. Back to here, and it's square. See that? Good. Back, forth. Okay, take it here. Now, from this point, just turn your shoulders to a full backswing. Turn. Good. Now you're square. All right, good. That's what we want. Now, set up to the ball again. Simply turn your shoulders, and the club face will be square. You turn it open a little bit. We want that right there. Now, from here, this is actually where it should be, though. Okay, you feel that position right there? All right, now from here, turn your shoulders, and you're there. Club face is square. Now, rotate your shoulders back down in super slow motion and see where that club face is going to be. It's going to be square. So your takeaway is very important. You don't turn that club open. Take it back nice and square. The wind's beginning to blow this. I might have to use the noodle. Okay? And dodge this pillow. It's all right. You barely nipped it. Miss it. Excellent. You got this. Usually might make you come a little over your plane because subconsciously you think you might nip it, but you can't nip it. All right, now same deal. I want you to miss that pillow on the way back with a good square club face coming back and hit this part of the ball, not the middle, but the inside right bottom part of the golf ball. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay. You're set. Good. I don't care if you hit it or not. That's good. Now, let's go look at that